In this tutorial, we are going to go through addition of 3-digit numbers. We are going to use the vertical format, also known as long addition. So let's start with a nice easy example. What is 426 plus 342? 426 plus 342. In the vertical format, what we have to do is to write these numbers down in columns. So let's do that. 426 plus 342. Let's put a nice big equal sign at the bottom. Now we can label these columns. The first one is units, the next one is tens, and the first one is hundreds, the first one on the left hand side. Now in the vertical format, all we do is we simply add each of the columns one by one. We always start with a column on the right hand side. So let's do that. What is 6 plus 2? That's a nice easy one. It is 8. Now we add the tens. What is 2 plus 4? That's right, it is 6. Lastly, we add the hundreds column. What is 4 plus 3? That's right, it is 7. And we have our answer. So 426 plus 342 is 768. It's nice and easy. Now, what if one of the columns adds to 10 or more? Let's work through an example to illustrate this. What is 347 plus 248? 347 plus 248. The first thing we do is we write these numbers down in the vertical format, in columns. 347 plus 248. Let's put a nice big equal sign. Now, we can label these again. We don't have to. Units, tens, hundreds. So what do? We add each of the columns one by one. We start with the column on the right hand side. So what is 7 plus 8? 7 plus 8. That's right, it is 15. How do we write that down? We put the 1 over here and the 5 over here. Some people, they put the 1 over here or over here, but this is the preferred method. 7 plus 8 is 15. The 1 becomes part of the tens column. Now we add the tens. 4 plus 4 plus 1. Don't forget this. Well, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus the 1 is 9. And lastly, we add the hundreds column. What is 3 plus 2? 5. And we have our answer. 347 plus 248 is 595. Do you see how simple that is? Once we write the numbers from the horizontal format into the vertical format, make sure they're written nice and neat. It makes adding two large numbers much simpler. Now what if more than one column adds to 10 or more? Let's work through another example. So what is 476 plus 287? 476 plus 287. The first thing we do is write these numbers down in the vertical format. 476 plus 287. Because the digits are larger, it looks a little bit more difficult. But let's go through this. Always start on the right hand side. So what is 6 plus 7? 6 plus 7. That's right, it is 13. We put the 1 here and the 3 here. This one then becomes part of the tens column. Now we add the tens column, the column in the middle. What is 7 plus 8 plus the 1? Well, 7 plus 8 is 15. Plus the 1 is 16. How do we write that? We put a 1 here and 6 there. 16. This one has become part of the hundreds column. We've added the units, we've added the tens, now we add the hundreds. What is 4 plus 2 plus the 1? 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. And we have got our answer. So 476 plus 287 is 763. So you see, even when the digits are large, if you use the vertical format and write them nice and neat, it makes calculating the answer much easier. Let's try one final example. What is 738 plus 476? Again, we've got nice large digits. It looks a little bit difficult, a little bit tricky, but let's write the numbers down in the vertical format. 738 plus 476. Equal sign. Now we're going to label these as we always do: units, tens, hundreds. So we've got the units column, the tens column, and the hundreds column. So let's add these column by column. The first one, on the right hand side, 8 plus 6 is, that's right, it is 14. 1 here and 4 here. This one has become part of the tens column. We now add the tens column, the column in the middle. What is 3 plus 7 plus 1? Don't forget this. 3 plus 7 is 10, plus the 1 is 11. We put 1 here and 1 here. Now we add the hundreds column. What is 7 plus 4 plus 1? Don't forget this. 7 plus 4 is 11, plus the 1 is 12. Let's put 1 here and 2 here. Now we've got a 1 here which we need to add. This column was the units column. The next one, the tens, then the hundreds. Do you know what this column is? That's right, it is the thousands column. And for that we write down TH, thousands. There are no thousands there, there are none there, but there is 1 here. So we add it. And we have got our answer. 738 plus 476 is 1000, a little comma, 214. You don't have to put the comma, but it is good practice because it helps to separate the thousands and the hundreds and makes it a lot easier to read when you are reading large numbers. In fact, you can even put a comma here. And there we have it. That is addition of 3-digit numbers using the vertical format. Always remember, write the numbers down in nice, neat columns. That way you can add the columns much easier and make it much simpler, and also the teacher can see what you are doing and will give you the maximum points.